the bad example of the Pharisees. I often learn best from bad examples. And so here's a chance. John chapter 7, verse 32, where the Pharisees are doing it wrong. They're doing bad for bad reasons. And I can learn 4 things, 4 sins from their action. This is so convicting to me. First, you have the sin of self-righteousness. The sin of self-righteousness. In other words, I am good. I am good enough. That's what keeps people away from Jesus. I'm good. I'm good enough. I'm not Osama bin Laden. I'm not a mass shooter. I'm not a murderer. I'm good. People who say that, they always refer to like the worst of the worst of the worst, right? It's like, your self-righteousness is showing. Would your mama say you were yeah, that's right. The sin of self-righteousness. The Pharisees had the sin of self-righteousness which blinded them to everything else. May God protect us from that sin. The Pharisees had the sin of a self-agenda. They had a mission that was all about them, and they pushed it on others, and they worked that program. It was what they wanted. This is what I want, and I'm willing to do anything necessary to see it done. The sin of self-agenda. The Pharisees are perfect examples of it. The crowd is believing. Faith is happening. Good things are going on, and the Pharisees send officers to stop it. If that's not an expression of self-agenda, I don't know what is. And come on, you and I, we have a self-agenda. Just look at your Facebook feed. Yeah. Or your checkbook. Do people still have checkbooks? Your bank account. Yeah. Number 3, the third sin from the Pharisees. What we can learn from the bad example of the Pharisees. Number 3, the sin of self-reacting. When you are self-righteous, I'm good, and you have a self-agenda, your reaction is almost always wrong. This is what I want. What do I have to do to get it? That results in actions of lying, stealing, manipulating, controlling, abusing, all to achieve your own agenda. And you can see the Pharisees do this with Jesus. They sent officers to stop this teaching happening in the temple. Self-reacting. You can almost spot it when somebody does this. Why would she do such a stupid thing, right? Self-righteous, self-agenda, and self-reacting. And it all leads to one place, my friends. The fourth of the 4 sins we can learn from a bad example of the Pharisees. Number 4 is the sin of harming. When we have self-righteousness and a self-agenda and self-reacting, we invariably make things worse. And this is the sin of harming, because when we sin, when we commit evil, when we do wickedness, that is always self-destructive. We hurt others, we hurt ourselves. We cut them and we cut ourselves. And then everybody is bleeding and we're looking for somebody to blame.